All right, here we go. Rise of Bangtan, Chapter 3, House of Cards. That's how we start this off. Make sure I got subtitles on. Beautiful.
대박! 대박! 2013년 8월 25일 룸스타일 로그 아따 톤 한 단계 업그레이드 됐고 안경을 처음으로 벗고 로그를 찍는다. 야 신기하네. 아무튼 나는 여태 방금 전까지 이제 앨범 작업이 드디어 끝났어.
He's excited.
랩몬스터라는 이름을 정말 바보가 지은 게 아니라는 걸 증명해드리고 싶다. 오케이? 좋아. 우후! 와이! 예!
This is a cool music video.
Everybody say no. Everybody say no. Everybody say no.
I'll show you that music video later.
안녕하세요. BJ 방탄 특공대 MC 진입니다. 2013년 가요계에 혜성같이 등장한 방탄소년단. 훈훈한 외모와 넘치는 카리스마로 많은 분들의 사랑을 받았는데요. 함께 보실까요? 좋은 길 좋네. 안녕하세요. 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 출근 소감을 얘기해 주실래요?
안녕하세요. 네.
랩몬스터 씨 오늘 처음이시라고요?
계속 연습했습니다.
They look a little bit different than the photo cards.
Yeah, a little.
Yeah, they look, to me, like looking at this right now, like they look like little kids. They look like children. Like, this is them kind of now in this era. Kind of now.
Yeah, they're definitely much more mature looking now, yes.
Right? Like the guy on the left is actually that dude right there. I know you can't really see his face too clearly.
But yeah, they look much more
Like,
mature.
to me, like, they look like little kids, you know? They call them Baby Bangtan.
Return to the classics.
These are dance videos. I can't wait to show them all to you. The dancing is insane. I think you're really gonna like it.
I was gonna say, they could just be a dance group and be amazing without even singing.
Well, it's like almost like I think saying that's like 50% of what they do is unfair because they do a lot more than that. But I think you're gonna appreciate the dancing probably a lot more than I did and still do because you have more of a dance background than I do.
I love the dancing.
Yeah, you like the dancing, you like the choreography and all that stuff. And as you see it develop and stuff, like, oh my God, you are in for a treat.
네, 아무래도 떨려가지고 긴장도 떨려서 연습했어요.
저희가 이번에 5 Are You Late To라는 앨범으로 저희가 또 타이틀곡 에노라는 노래로 컴백을 했는데요.
Oh, are you late too? The poster?
Yep.
컴백을 했습니다. 저희 에노 한번 들어보시고 죄송합니다. 다시 할게요.
오늘 정말 쟁쟁하신 분들이 많이 계셔서
죄송하네요.
굉장히 긴장이 됩니다. 원래 대기실에 딱 갔는데
통통이었어요.
신인 대기실 통통 비었더라고요.
우리 그렇게 되잖아요.
그렇죠. 저희도 언젠가.
Did you read that thing in the left-hand corner here?
Yes.
So yeah. So in the last episode, they talked about like how like many of these shows are out there. You know what I mean? Like they've got like this like almost every day at every hour. There's like a show like this on there, like their version of American Idol, which is the whole package, not just the singing, but the dancing, like everything all in one. So it's cutthroat. So it's saying here, a new idol is successful enough to have a comeback, they must continue to do well to avoid disbandment due to lack of funds.
Right.
So if they don't keep up with the trends, they don't keep up with like how well they're doing, they dissolve off. That's it. They're done. And most do. Like 99% of them do. So again, great underdog story here.
자, 리허설 3, 2.
솔직히 매우 긴장된다. 첫 번째 앨범 때보다 더 멋있는 모습을 보여드려야 된다고 생각되기도 하니까 되게 좀 약간은 부담감이 있기도 한 것 같고
But to
조금 더
me, it's good
준비를
to
하고
see how nervous they
나가고
get
싶다는
because
생각도 조금 있고
they're not like so cocky and egotistical. They're like still so nervous. Like they don't think they're perfect already. You know what I mean?
You know what's funny about that is they're still kind of like that to this day. They're incredibly humble and they kind of like, they're always constantly worried that they're not working hard enough.
Oh, you continuously hear that. That's what they always say. We'll work hard. We'll work hard.
Fighting is like another thing too. Like, yeah, that's like their thing. Like the work ethic is insane. And just until recently, and I don't want to spoil anything for you, but even up until a couple weeks ago, like they're constantly talking about how they're going to keep trying to be better. Like they're always like, okay, I know we just sold out Wembley Stadium, and I know we got the best album in the world right now, and I know like everybody.
It's gonna be better.
I promise we'll get better. Yeah, don't worry. I'm sorry. Like it's almost like they're apologizing to us. Like we're going to get better. Like. Yeah, the work ethic and like what they think that they need to do to like keep us here is kind of crazy. And I'm sure that's a big reason why a lot of people stayed, but there's just so much more to discover.
네, 목이 담아서 딱 닦고요. 잠시 후에 녹화하겠습니다.
둘, 셋, 자, 감사합니다. 열심히 하겠습니다.
모형부터 보니까 어때요? 잘 된 것 같아요?
지금 제 표정이 너무 안 좋잖아요. 좀더 표정에 신경 쓰겠습니다.
어떻게 해요? 더 파워풀하게?
거침없이 실제하는 소년들 방탄소년단입니다. 에노
힙합 아이돌 방탄소년단이 더 강력해진 모습으로 돌아왔습니다. 강렬한 퍼포먼스와 보다 강력해진 카리스마로 돌아온 기대해준 방탄소년단 여러분들 모셨습니다. 데뷔한 지 4개월 만에 정말 엄청나게 팬덤이 생겼어요.
NO is kind of an abbreviation of no offense.
과연 사람들에게 행복한가? 더 듣기 전에 행복을 찾아라. 이렇게 묻고 있는 그런 앨범이고요.
In Korea, the university you attend is regarded by the society as one of the most important factors for determining your success in life. The College Scholastic Ability Test, also called 수능, is the test that dictates which university students would attend. Students literally spend their whole lives preparing for this test.
저 때도 그랬고 지금도 그렇고 우리 학생들은 공부밖에 할 줄 몰라요.
These students study hard. On average, they'll do 15 hours a day. When school ends at 4 o'clock, it's not time to go home. The next shift starts, and most will go on to cram schools. For those who don't succeed, there's a tragic cost.
South Korea has exceptionally high suicide rate. Suicide is the fourth most common cause of death in South Korea. In the age range of 10 to 19 years old, South Korea has the highest suicide rate in the world.
Mental health is
10 to 19. So kids.
Correct.
So 15 hours a day they're studying, all trying to get to this like major like end, test that they have. Like for us, I think it's called MCAS or whatever. They've always had some different variations of this. And they have the cram school after this.
Well, ours would be SATs.
SATs is another version of it.
It determines what kind of college they'll get into.
Okay, yeah. So maybe SATs would be better explanation. But so it's like this major, huge test. But can you imagine like studying for 15 hours every single day?
For years, I'm sure.
For years?
No.
Like that's a bit much, don't you think?
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
Look at how exhausted they look.
All the kids are exhausted, It's absolutely cutthroat. This was something that like really kind of shook me when I first heard this, and then I immediately heard the suicide rate is #1 for kids 10 years old to 19. Children. Like there is got to be some kind of cost for like what they're doing. Like, I understand we don't want to make a bunch of losers or idiots or whatever out there. We want people to be next generation, be better and smarter, and to drive humanity forward. But like, you got to stop and take a step back at one point and be like, but at what cost? Children are killing themselves at an alarming rate.
Correct.
It's incredibly sad.
It's a joke here in Korea.
There's a lack of counselling for kids in South Korea. Tragically, some see suicide as the only option.
어른들은 내게 말하지 힘든 건 지금뿐이라고 참으라고 나중에 하라고 Everybody say no 더는 나중이란 말은 안돼 더는 남의 꿈에 갇혀 살지만 We wrong Everybody say no
So at a later date, we're going to talk and we're going to listen to all the music, and I'm going to try to like break it down for you, and we're going to let obviously you give your thoughts on what you think all this is. But this song right here, no, and I don't want to give you too much of a spoiler about what it is. It's very prevalent and it's very cool to me because they're coming out with an actual message, and they're kind of talking about what we just learned about. You know, they're talking about the mentality of working that hard and pushing yourself to that much, and kind of at what cost. And that was something that really surprised me about BTS's early career. Since so few of them actually survive, since so few of them actually get through this filter, and that they were able to do that and actually have this kind of message behind it, it was rebellious and inspiring at the same time. And I think it really kind of helped a lot of young people out at the time. And it was something that I thought was just incredibly cool. But we'll get more into that as we actually listen to the song, which we'll do at a later date.
주변 사람들이 열심히 하니까 자기도 아 옆에 사람만큼 열심히 해야겠다 이런 생각이 많이 드는 것 같아요.
친구들한테는 괜찮다, 이겨낼 수 있다고라고 하는데 미치겠습니다. 돌아버릴 것 같아요.
솔직히 말해서 저는 사실일까? 허상은 아닐까? 우리가 허상을 만들어 놓고 그냥 거기에 달라드는 거 아닐까?
Everybody say no
오늘 축하할 일이 한 가지 더 있습니다, 여러분. 자, 무엇일까요?
제 생일입니다.
생일 축하합니다.
생일 축하합니다. 사랑하는 내 모녀 생일 축하합니다. 무릎 꿇으세요. 아 감사합니다. 아 감사합니다. 아 저희 소원에 신인상을 꼭 탔으면 좋겠습니다. 신인상 꼭 탔으면 좋겠고요. 홍보 좀 해주세요.
생파 얘기하세요. 생파
드디어 첫 선언을 했어요.
컴백. 저희가 컴백으로 돌아왔죠.
이제 진짜 이제 컴백을 했는데 뭔가 요번 앨범에서 정말 더 한번 빵 터뜨려서
그렇죠.
이제 본격적으로 방탄소년단을 알릴 수 있었으면 참 좋겠다.
그렇다.
긴장을 너무 많이 해서 조금 실수를 했었다.
조금 아니다. 귀가 많이 틀렸다.
아니다. 아니다.
이제 좀 이렇게 혼났었는데 되게 그래 좀 두려웠지.
그래도 사원 오카 때는 정말 팬분들
우리 엄청난 아미분들
정말 대단한 것 같다.
엄청난 아미분들이 많은 응원을 해주셔서 정말
일단 음원도 안 나왔는데
음원도 공개가 안 됐는데
사원 오카를 할 때 갑자기
Everybody say no 하는데 다
노를 외치니까
노를 외치니까 신기했어. 열심히 합시다.
그렇습니다.
열심히 하겠다. 그래 제이오
B의
로그 끝.
Yeah, again, that's one of those like fan cam or like candid cam moments they do. They like
them. They're fun.
Yeah, it just kind of like lets you into their personality. Again, there's not a lot of money behind them. They don't have a big label behind them. They're like they're such like they're the small guys, you know. So it's like they have to do these little things to kind of connect with people.
Mhm. I like it though. They seem really cool, down to earth, funny, humble people.
Yeah. Oh, man. Exactly. Exactly.
자 여러분 9월 20일이 무슨 날인지 아시나요?
추석입니다.
추석인가요? 네, 추석입니다. 추석이죠.
A 3-day harvest festival held on the autumn equinox. I love the autumn.
Yeah.
Fall.
That's right.
We got married in the fall.
That's right. Our anniversary is coming up.
So I can get down with autumn eve.
We should have some kind of version of that. Our 5-year wedding anniversary is coming up, guys.
It's September.
네, 뭐 추석 연휴기도 하고요.
연휴예요?
네, 9월 20일.
제 생일 후 정확히 8일이 지났죠.
아,
100일?
에이 설마
정말 어색한 리액션 정말 감사하고.
죄송합니다.
저희 방탄 소년단이 데뷔한 지 100일이 된 날이죠.
야! 100일! 와우!
제가 저희가 이제 데뷔한 지 정확하게 100일이 됐는데요.
네.
정말 그 100일 동안 항상 옆에서 함께 해주신 아미 분들이 있어서 저희가 존재하는 게 아닌가.
그렇죠.
너무너무 감사드리고요. 앞으로 100일, 1000일, 만일, 10만일 동안
10만일
함께해요!
하지만 방탄소년단이 진격한다면 어떨까?
Thanks, Kit. I should just congratulate you.
Oh, thank you.
It's like the party vibe. Yeah, they get a bunch of different like.
BK Lounge?
That's the BK Lounge. You're right. They get a bunch of funny different commercials. I haven't even seen all of them, but I've seen a couple of them, and they're pretty hilarious.
It looks great.
Wait until you see the puppy interview. That was a game show that they do, or whatever, and it's like they do a bunch of those kind of like little things. And I think they had a card or something in between them,
okay.
you know, like one of those things. They do a ton of that kind of stuff. Like in addition to like the fan cam type of stuff, they do like something called Run BTS, which is like their own variation of like a game show.
Oh, I think I've seen some of that with you, possibly.
No, I've done that.
Something else.
I've done that only on stream alone.
Just kidding.
But they do that. They get seasons of that. They have something called Bon Voyage, where they go on like vacations together and do stuff with other games as well. And they have something called In the Soup, which I haven't seen yet, which is also something like that. And then there's a bunch of other shows too. Like there's one called Hustle Life, or American Hustle Life. Total trash.
Total trash.
It's total trash. No, there's a couple redeeming episodes, but like.
It says, no, they kissed. There was no card in between.
Oh, they kissed? Full on man lip on man lip. All right.
You don't get it. Whatever.
I thought there was a card in between or something.
No card.
No. Okay.
Thanks for the clarification.
Yeah, but they got all these shows, and we'll get into that if we decide to even keep going with it. But
yeah.
Now we'll have Christopher run Bon Voyage. We'll see.
What's that?
Well, those are the shows. There's like Run and Bon Voyage, which are like these fun little shows, these little clips that we're seeing of them. Right now, I'm in the middle of doing them myself.
Okay.
Like, your clip is coming off. It's all right. Whatever, that works. But yeah, right now I'm in the middle of doing Bon Voyage. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. If you're into it, we could do it.
All right.
And I mean, if people that don't mind watching again with both of us, maybe we can do it.
Yeah, it's up to you, up to them.
I guess it's up to you guys if you want to see it.
Yeah.
찍으시면 안 되는데? 찍으시면 안 돼.
솔직히 름몬 형보다 춤 못 춘 거 아니야?
최근에 정말 그 생각을 많이 하는데 사람이 왜 사고가 다칠까요?
하고 싶은 게 뭐예요?
네?
하고 싶은 게 뭐예요?
저는 언더그라운드와 메이저의 가교가 되고 싶다고 이야기를 했어요. 그 이유가 저도 대구에서 음악을 할 때 굉장히 힘들었었고 매일 저녁 굶고 장기 하나 살려고 다 그래요. 그걸 바꾸고 싶었어요. 그걸 바꾸고 싶었다. 뭘로? 제가 가교가 되어서 본인이 아이돌 해가지고 그걸 바꿀 수 있다고 생각했어요?
The way we refer to stars singing on the stage or dancing on the stage in Korean is that we don't call them stars or artists. The common way we call them are idols. And we actually expect them to be this perfect idol that's always smiling, always very perfect, and don't have any mistakes in their personalities, or they always look pretty even without any makeup on. We expect someone to be like spotless.
우리나라 아이돌들 너무 잘하는데 노래를 못한다. 노래 잘하고요. 춤 세계에서 제일 잘 춘다고요. 근데 심지어 노래 잘하고 춤 잘 추는데 얼굴까지 예쁘고 몸매도 좋은데 연기도 되는 친구가 한 팀에 5명이면 5명이 다 그래.
아이돌이 무슨 뜻이에요?
우상이죠. 제가 아이돌은 사전적으로 우상인데 아이돌이라는 것은 우리나라에서는 이제 음악적인 것뿐만 아니라 산업적으로도 굉장히 복합적인 개념이잖아요. 그래서 어떤 사람들은 아이돌이라는 이 존재들이 힙합과 어떻게 어울릴 수 있냐. 힙합은 사실 또 어떻게 보면 좀 남성적이고 마초성이 좀 있는 문화이기도 하고 방탄소년단이 무대에 올라갔을 때 이제 분장을 한다. 또 메이크업을 하는 거에 대한 어떤 힙합과 충돌되는 부분이 있을 것 같은데
그게 아니라 여자 입고 다니는
That's not nice. No, it's not nice. And I mean, it's been almost a year since I've even seen this clip, and I'm surprised I'm still even getting pissed off at it, but I guess apparently I am. I'm not going to bring this whole dude down or even talk about this other dude. I just want to ask you about, like, when we were younger and we were listening to, like, songs like hip hop and stuff on the radio, like, what kind of person did you picture? Like, for me, it was like LL Cool J, you know, it was like possibly like Wu-Tang Clan, you know, Biggie, Tupac, yeah. You know, and these are very like forward, very masculine kind of dudes, right? Like, that's what it all kind of seemed like. So that was kind of, I guess, the cultural norm of what we just kind of expected from hip hop. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, that mindset is, or at least was, still kind of alive in what it was. Now, they've been showing you little clips of some of their music kind of here and there. And like I said, we'll break a lot of stuff down. We'll listen to the albums later. But what they're doing is true, you know, almost blend between East and West Coast hip hop, like actually doing the style of music and doing it. But they don't look like those same hip hop stars that we grew up with. Mm-hmm. And that actually kind of got people pissed off in this industry. Artists like this guy named like Febreze, I think they call him. Some people call him Be Free. I think his name is Febreze, though.
Wow.
Yeah. So we'll just call him Febreze.
All right.
So this dick named Febreze.
Wait, is it Be Free right there?
People seem to call him Be Free, but...
he's in jail.
We won't even talk about this douchebag. I'm going to call him Febreze because, you know, that probably suits him.
All right. Well, Febreze...
Anyway, so Febreze comes out and calls him out, and I'm assuming he's more of a traditional kind of hip-hop guy. And he does that. He basically says, oh, aren't you guys kind of like girls or whatever? It's like, oh, you're really
it doesn't acting like a girl make you one.
Yeah, exactly. But a lot of what's happening here is like there's jealousy. You know, there's people like when they see success happening or see things happen in a different avenue or somebody taking a more creative approach than they can take to a certain avenue, they're going to, instead of like, it hurts their ego so much that the only thing they can think of to do is attack them and come down on them. Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous, but it's a human trait. Now, BTS got a ton of this, a ton of different flack and everything. And in fact, soon we're going to watch a documentary video called BTS Hardships. I'll get into that in a little bit. But it goes over all this stuff. But what they're doing right here is they're live on the radio. You know, so there's no real there's no edits, there's no cutbacks. They're not just in a room. This is live on the radio. Like, there's no really way you can, get out of that. Like, it's just such a dick move to do in front of such an audience where you think you're like pulling yourself up by just taking them down. And unfortunately, that's just a humanistic trait. Like, we just do that to people. But BTS has been through so much of this shit, especially in the beginning, that it's like, there's a reason why people think that the BTS army is sensitive about this kind of stuff or overly sensitive. It's not that they're overly sensitive about these things, it's that they don't understand how these hardships have actually affected them and how much of an underdog story them being where they are right now is. And this is just kind of like one of the first moments, but I'm surprised I'm still upset by this. I mean, I've heard Febreze say this a couple times, and I'm surprised I'm still pissed off by it. But it's just ugly.
뭐 이제 분장을 한다. 또 메이크업을 하는 거는 어떤 힙합과 충돌되는 부분이 있을 것 같은데.
분장 그런 게 아니라 여자. 입고 다니는 게 여자냐.
뭐 사실 그렇게 느끼신다면 뭐 그렇게 느끼실 수도 있을 것 같아요.
Now, one thing you'll notice about them too is they don't normally come back and just start like hitting you with like, oh, well, you're gonna attack me, I'm gonna attack you right away. Like, they always try to take the higher road and do that. They've got some diss tracks that are pretty freaking hilarious that I'll show you at a later date. But yeah, like they usually always take like the high road. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, well, if you feel that way, I guess that's just kind of what it is. Like, but like I can guarantee there's millions of people that were listening to that or watch that. I'd be like, no, you have no fucking idea. Like, it's, I don't know. I know that I'm not the only one that's pissed off about this, because I think the first time I reacted to this, I had a ton of people that basically just told me to preach because I ripped that dude apart. It just effed him up in the music. Hell yeah.
네 바지에
띵동. 정신 부탁드립니다. 띵동. 알람했어요? 편지 왔습니다.
아웃도 이런 거 얼마나 줘요? 신발도 신발.
What about his doorbell? He's the doorbell.
띵동. 드시고 편지 왔습니다.
아, 감사합니다.
Thanks, guy.
네, 저의 편지를 읽어볼까요? 최근에 편지를 많이 읽으면서 느낀 건데, 편지에 항상 고맙고 미안하다는 말을 써주시는 분들이 많이 계신데, 저도 그런 편지를 읽을 때마다 굉장히 가슴 뭉클해지고 고맙고 또 저도 미안해집니다. 감사합니다.
He still doesn't feel like he's worth
내가
it. Like, or he's
아티스트인지
enough.
아이돌인지 헷갈릴 때가 많다. 나 스스로는 아이돌의 형태를 띈 아티스트라고 생각을 많이 했었는데, 사람들의 인식은 제각기 다른 거니까. 그리고 내가 앞으로 보여줄 아티스트적인 면모가 더 많다고 생각을 하고, 정말 산 넘어 산이라는 말이 딱 맞는 게, 정말 데뷔하면 모든 게 다 잘 되고 뭔가 괜찮을 것 같았는데, 정말 또 더 큰 세상을 보니까 더 큰 고민을 하게 되고, 복잡하고 정말 혼란스럽지만 이런 마음들을 좀 음악에 담아낼 수 있어야 그게 내 몫이라고 생각한다. 그걸 음악에 녹여내고 더 승화시켜서 더 진정성 있고 더 좋은 음악을 들려드리고 싶은 마음이다. 아무튼 요즘 그래도 열심히 잘 하고 있으니까 랩몬스터 눈남들 힘냈으면 좋겠다. 잘하고 있다고 믿을 것이고 잘 해낼 것이다. 너무 많이 생각하지 말자. 알지?
그러시면 안 돼요. 그대로 하셔야 돼요.
그대로 읽을 겁니다. 그대로.
조명도 살짝 어둡게. 네.
이거 뭐지? 인간극장 아닌데요?
사실 정말 믿기지가 않습니다. 춤이 너무 좋아 공부도 안 하고 새벽에 매일 나가 새벽 연습하고 고생한 끝에 서울로 올라갈 땐 그래도 그 누구보다 좋아하셨던 부모님, 전 아버지의 그 웃음이.
여러분은 모르시겠지만 연습생 때는 정말로 데뷔를 할 수 있을지도 몰랐습니다. 정말로 울기도 하고 지치기도 하면서 포기하고 싶다는 생각을 많이 했었습니다. 사실 예전은 즐겁다고 생각한 적은 많이 없었던 것 같아요. 그리고 지금까지 열심히 활동하며 제게 작지만 되게 큰 목표가 하나 생겼습니다. 정말 제 목소리로 여러분들의 마음을 감동시킬 수 있는 그런 가수가 되고 싶고, 또 정말 떳떳하게 자랑스럽게 부끄럽지 않게 나는 방탄소년단의 팬이다 라고 말할 수 있도록 정말 멋진 가수가 되겠다고 다짐했습니다. 참 이렇게 고마운 존재인데 저희에게 되려 미안하다고 할 때는 저는 마음이 참 아픕니다. 우리 서로 고마워하는 사이가 되었으면 좋겠어요.
저는 여러분을 실망시키는 일이 세상에서 가장 두렵습니다. 항상 말해왔듯이 여러분이 없으면 저도 없으니까요. 아미들, 내가 꿈을 이루면 나는 또 누군가의 꿈이 된다고 합니다. 여러분 모두의 꿈이고 싶어요. 그게 저의 역할인 것 같습니다.
아직 모르는 게 많고 서툴고 어벙대지만 점점 나아지는 모습으로 아미 여러분들이 자랑스러워하는 방탄소년단이 되고 싶습니다.
바쁜 스케줄 덕분에 몸은 지쳐도 저희를 응원해주시는 아미분들을 만날 때마다 힘이 됩니다.
아미 여러분들을 만나고 항상 웃고 긍정적인 사람으로 바뀌게 된 것 같아 고마운 마음을 전달하고 싶네요. 아미 여러분, 언제나 저희 옆에 성장하는 모습을 지켜봐 주셨으면 좋겠습니다. 네, 늘 사랑합니다, 고맙습니다라고 표현을 하려고는 하는데 그게 굉장히 어렵습니다. 사랑합니다.
제가 이런 여기 있으면서 제가 정말 어떤 사람인지 또 어떤 사람이 되어야 하는지 정말 많이 깨닫는 것 같고요. 그래서 저희한테 고마운 존재입니다. 또 진짜 더 열심히 할게요. 정말 감사합니다. 저희는 지금까지 방탄소년단이었습니다. 둘, 셋! 감사합니다! 감사합니다.
나가기 싫다. 발대기가 많이 무겁네요. 나가기 싫다.
2014년 12월 4일 진해일지.
Like, that's a very different thing for hip-hop artists to do. Now, I don't even want to classify these guys as hip-hop because the way they morph and what they get into and how things keep getting better, it's just not even fair to call it hip-hop because the music just changes. It just turns into all sorts of fun stuff. But this is kind of a rare thing to do, just to kind of have like this Q&A type thing of them expressing their gratitude towards the army. This is the very beginning stages of them kind of like building this relationship with them. And we reacted to the BTS Army documentary before, like a couple weeks ago. Do you remember that one at all? And that's one where they talked about the BTS fans. A little bit.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so that was one of the, we do a lot of videos. But that was one of the videos where it talked about the fans and like how intense the relationship is between the fans and BTS themselves. And it's because BTS honestly loves their fans and wants the best for them, and the fans want the best for them. It's this beautiful symbiotic relationship that kind of started right here. This is just kind of the seeds of it. Wait till you see what this all blossoms into and how this changes, because the story is just unreal. But this is a way for those artists like Febreze to make fun of these guys.
Febreze, okay.
They see this like, oh, okay, it's a bunch of dudes being sensitive and like opening their hearts on stage and being vulnerable with people, and that's not hard. That's not hip hop. That's not edgy. That's not whatever. So you're less than me. You're less of an artist than I am. And there's already a stigma of like idols not really even being artists. So it's these guys trying to figure out where they fit in this medium, in this world, you know. But this is kind of actually. It seems strange from the outside, but this is actually an incredibly brave thing for them to do, to be this vulnerable with people, especially at such an early part in their career when they're getting criticism from their peers, from people that they respect, from other hip hop artists. So it's something to kind of take note of.
오늘은 내 생일이다. 새로운 가족들, 우리 방탄이들과 생일을 보냈는데, 와, 이 먹거들 어떻게 연습실에 딱 들어오자마자 케이크로 생일 축하한다고 이렇게 케이크를 붙여대더니
생일 축하드려요. 감사합니다.
우리 팬분들이 많은 편지와 또 메시지들을 보내주셨는데 정말 이렇게 많이 사랑받아도 될까 싶을 정도로 많이 축하해 주시고 또 태어나줘서 고맙다는 말을 많이 해주셨는데 그냥 감사합니다. 꼭 정말 더 많이 노력을 해서 절대로 실망시키지 않는 맏형, 방탄의 맏형 진이 될 테니까 더 지켜봐 주셨으면 좋겠다.
네, 정말 뜨거운 감성으로 가득 찬 2013 멜론 뮤직 어워드 함께하고 있습니다.
네, 정말 2013년이 저렇게 뜨거웠구나라는 것을 다시 한번 느껴볼 수 있었고요. 지금 말씀드리는 순간 벤에서 방탄소년단인가요?
네, 2013 데뷔한 아주 핫한 신인이죠. 정말 패기 넘치는 모습으로 레드카펫을 걷고 있습니다.
자, 방탄소년단은 올해 데뷔를 하면서 정말 인기보다는 실력으로 승부를 하면서 다양한 이슈를 나왔는데요. 자, 그리고 방탄소년단의 팀워크가 얼마나 좋은지 알 수 있냐면요. 지금 7명이 쫙 섰는데 키가 다 똑같아요. 네.
당연히 못 봤죠.
야, 우리 당연히 못 봤냐? 참가상 모르냐, 참가상?
참가상.
야, 떨려요.
아, 진짜요?
우리 밖에서 멘붕일 것 같아.
우리 하기 전에 있다고?
밖에 된 멘붕.
모르겠네요.
과연. 진짜 받으면 울 것 같아요.
The Melon Awards is kind of a big deal. It's kind of like Korea's version of like a show, like, you know, just like an award show. I'm not sure if it's like quite as prevalent as like the Grammys or if it's just their version of it. I guess I never figured that out.
Didn't one of them, that was his birthday wish?
Oh, to win a Melon Award?
To win the newest artist award, I thought.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I think that was was that this episode or last episode?
It was in this video.
2013 멜론 뮤직 어워드 신인상 방탄소년단 축하드립니다.
방탄소년단.
Oh shit, it's like the American Music Awards or Grammys. Oh, okay. So it's a
우리 아미분들!
아미!
정말 너무너무 감사드리고요. 더 좋은 음악, 더 좋은 무대로 앞으로 더 찾아뵙겠습니다. 감사합니다.
감사합니다. 부모님 사랑한다.
So they just want like the Korean version of the Grammys, and immediately like we're sorry, we'll be back with better stuff
Right.
next year.
Way better
We're thank you so much. We'll try harder. It's almost like, come on, dudes, like just relish in the moments, enjoy it. And honestly, this just does not stop the entire way through. After like every award and every achievement, it's kind of crazy. Those are fan chants. So it's almost like the audience is like participating as well. It's not just a show where BTS is performing, but the fan chants are so loud and so like crazy in the mix. Like that doesn't happen. Like there might be some like overhead mics in the audience a little bit here and there, but for it to peak on the same level as the actual vocals with somebody with a microphone in their face, that means people are screaming these fan chants. So like this is just as much as an ARMY show as in a BTS show. It's like a collective group effort, and it's just it's one of the cool things.
VJ 방탄 특공대와 함께한 저희의 이야기 어떠셨나요? 방탄소년단의 새로운 변신 앞으로 더 많이 지켜봐 주시길 바라고 저희 VJ 방탄 특공대 여기서 인사드리겠습니다. 감사합니다.
학교 갑니다. 빙팡 하러 갑니다.
방탄소년단 랩 가사 그것도 가봐야 증명하겠습니다.
꽉 잡아 날 덮치기 전에
There's a controversy over that. We'll talk about that in the next episode.
야, 우린 방탄소년단 힙합하려고 모였다. 남다른 목소리로 대중들의 귀를 녹여마. We sweet like a syrup. 거짓말들은 싫어. 진짜 우리 얘기들로만 가사에 꽉꽉 실어. 랩 몬스터스 가진 전국적 요피지맨. 한국 여자들은 우리 때문에 가기 싫어질 걸 이미. 그리고 여기서 랩하고 있어. 이리
제이가 방금 날 몸으로 표현해주세요.
누나 좋아하지?
일단 매력 너무 넘쳐 19살 귀염둥이 보컬 내려가
That's like one of the shows I'm assuming. I don't know if I've seen this. Yeah, it's a lot of chaos. We'll get into that after. So yeah, Rise of Bangtan Chapter 3. It's cool, man. I mean, for the most part, that like put me in a pretty good headspace watching it. It was a lot of fun dancing around. The only bad part was the Febreze dude coming out and just like...
Yeah, he was pretty rude.
Yeah, pretty rude, right? But I mean, like, I feel like nowadays, like, that doesn't seem like that would be as much of a stigma. But do you ever just like wonder why maybe wearing a makeup or having more of a feminine approach and like pop or like hip hop music might be that way? I think it might be because these guys helped pave the way for it. Because keep in mind too, this is like way back in like the mid 2000s, mid to late 2000s. You know what I mean? So this is like years and years ago. But I don't know. What do you think? Do you like that episode?
I did.
Yeah, pretty fun, right? I don't know.
Showed a little more of their personalities, which is cool.
Yeah, dude. Once the personality, like once you start seeing how chaotic and like the crazy personalities and how they come out, like it's just kind of fun to watch, you know? Like sometimes like people watch like YouTubers, they watch whatever, and just because it's just fun to kind of watch them, and you start to kind of connect with them in a way where it's like, oh, it's just fun to watch. It feels like a friend. Like millions of people do that with BTS. And it's just kind of fun to watch them grow and everything. And since we're starting here in the very beginning of the journey, like I feel like right now I'm exposing you to children singing and dancing. But like, we'll just wait. Wait till you see how good this gets. Wait till you can actually listen to that album B that we just unwrapped here tonight. Wait till you get to Map of the Soul. Wait till you hear some of these insane albums. Like it's gonna literally blow your mind. I know it. And every step of the way too, it's fun because you get to watch them grow and build and see their growth in like the form of choreography, which I think you're really gonna like.
Yeah.
Because dance is more your background and everything. She's the dance gal, I'm the music guy. So
Yep.
I think this is gonna be kind of a good fit for us going through this the whole thing. Jim, the master of twisting names. I'm not twisting names, I just choose not to say people who I disrespect.
Febreze.
All right?
Right? He's not worthy of
He's not worthy of us saying his actual name. And honestly, Febreze is a much better name. If I was to start a rap career right now, I wouldn't mind being, DJ Febreze. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I make bad stuff smell good. Things kind of smell fresh. Not quite. I guess I'd probably recycle beats or something if that was my name.
Recycle beats.
I guess. I don't know. That's one way to describe it. But yeah, apparently he's in jail right now anyway. Yeah. Anyway, that's Rise of Bangtan Chapter 3. We're going to do this every Tuesday over on Twitch, so if this is your first time watching, consider coming over and joining us live on Twitch. We're friendly, we don't bite, and we're exposing Crystal to BTS from kind of the beginning how I was. So if you enjoyed my journey and how I did it, I'm essentially just trying to do it for her. Just probably not as in an educated way as the Dream Team has done it for me. But I'm trying. If you want to help out and expose her and help me explain this journey, please let us know on the Discord, which will be in the link of the video you're watching right now, or come on over just to Twitch, which will also be in the link of the video you're watching right now. That's going to do it for us. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Have a good one.
Bye.